Hello and welcome to our 6th WinQS tutorial. My name is Tyler and I will be your tutor for this video. Today I will be showing you how the WinQS Tender system works. To start off, once you have received a WinQS backup file to be able to load into the Tender system, you will open up your WinQS Tender system and then you will click on Tender Load on the left-hand side. This will open your File Explorer. You will go to where you have saved the Tender file and you will click on Open. It will ask you if you want to add it, and you will say yes. Once you have added this project to the WinQS Tender, it will then ask you to give a pricing name. Here it says, the default price description has not yet been set. Now you're going to set it, and in this example, we will use my estimate rates. And now you click Save. This then opens up your WinQS project into the WinQS Tender system. Now that your project has been loaded into the WinQS Tender system, I will show you the 3 ways of pricing that are available. To start off with, we have the manual input. This can be done either by clicking on the Prices tab in the top or by clicking on the Prices icon. This then opens up your Prices tab, which shows you my estimate rates, which is the price description decided on for this project. To be able to start pricing this description, you will now click on the Prices item tab. Once you have clicked here, it opens up your pricing. To change your bill that you want to start off with, you can click on the 3 dots, and then it opens up your section or bill structure. For this example, we will be starting with the prelims. By double-clicking on the bill, and it will open. To be able to start pricing, you will double-click on the item that you want to start your pricing on. It now opens up the opportunity for you to insert your price. For this example, we will be putting in 50,000. Once you're happy with that, you can click Enter. WinQS Tender will automatically go to your next bill, and you can just start inputting your prices and click Enter as you go. Once you have finished inputting your prices manually, you can close this pop-up form. It will say you have unsaved changes, but you can ignore this message. Please select the Yes, and then you will see your price has been added. The second way of pricing a WinQS Tender project is by doing an ASCII file export. To do this, you can either click on the Utilities tab and then select Create an Unpriced Bill ASCII Export. Or you can click on the icon that reads ASCII Export. This now generates the ASCII export for you, and then it opens up the bill print to complete the export. The ASCII export will now be saved in your reports folder. You can close the bill print. Open up your WinQS Tender file, go to your reports, and there you will find your ASCII export. To open your ASCII file in Excel to be able to price it, you will first open your Excel app. Then click on Open and Browse, and you will then select where your ASCII file is. Please remember to change it to all file types so that Excel can see your ASCII export. You will now click on Open, and then you will go through the following steps to make it easier to read in Excel. Please click the Delimited option and then next, untick tab, tick Other, and then insert the vertical bar symbol to insert your columns. Click Next and Finish. Now you will find your BOQ in the Excel format. It will have all the different columns to match the BOQ file in WinQS, where we have our ISC numbers. our sections, our bill numbers, page numbers, and so forth. Column I will hold your description to make it easier to read. I suggest selecting it and wrapping the text. The column that you will be working on is the rate column. To start pricing your items, for this example, you will only be pricing bill number 2, your earthworks bill, and you will start with the digging up and removing item. Please note, the prices being typed in are only an example and does not reflect current market rates. Now that you have finished pricing the earthworks bill, you will now click on File, Save As. For this example, you will be saving it under the BOQ folder once again. And please make sure to change your file type to an Excel workbook, because this is the file type you will need to be able to import the prices back into the WinQS Tender system. Click on Save and Close. Now to import those Excel prices back into the WinQS Tender system, you will be selecting the button Excel Import. It will automatically open up your WinQS Tender data folder on your computer. You have saved the Excel file under the Reports folder, and you will select the Excel file. It will now ask you if you would like to replace the prices. Select Yes. And then you will see it is brought in our prices as you have done it in the Excel. The third and final way of pricing a WinQS Tender project is by doing a PRC export. This is usually used by users who use Candy to do their pricing. To be able to do this third option, you will click on the icon that reads Price Export. WinQS will then tell you that this is now a PRC export that will be taking place and where it will be saving the export. Click Yes to proceed and OK. In most cases, this export will be saved under your WinQS Tender data folder under the Utilities folder. When the PRC file has been priced and needs to be brought back into the WinQS Tender system, you will then click on the icon that reads Price Import. It will open up your File Explorer. Select the file that you would like to import and click on Open. Once again, it will read that it will replace all the pricing. Please click on Yes and Continue. Once it has successfully imported, your prices will appear in the WinQS Tender system. Now, you have included your rates in your tender bill, either by using the manual method, ASCII file, or PRC file. WinQS has a help function available within the software. To access this, please click on the Help tab, WinQS Help. There is a search function where you can search a topic like how to export a file. Here is a file named Export PRC Price as an example. This is what you are going to do to send the price tender back to the QS. You are going to follow the steps provided. Start by clicking on the Price Export, Create a Price File. You have created a price tender bill now. You're going to export it. Proceed with export. Yes. Do you want to override this file? Previously, you exported the file, but it was an unpriced bill. But now you have a priced tender bill. If you want to override this file, yes. Then WinQS will show you the path where your export has been saved. In most cases, it will be saved under your documents. WinQS is Tender Data, then Utilities folder. Click OK. Now your export has been saved. This is the priced file that you will send back to your QS as your tender submission. WinQS developed and brought to you by ACE Solutions.